come, let's go.
In Malawi, humans and elephants are at war.
You've never seen elephants so traumatized in your life before. They're going to kill a whole lot of people.
Guys, they're going to get squashed.
Can a team move over 60 elephants and bring peace to the region? It's a task that calls for daredevil flying.
It's incredibly difficult. You have to bring the sling in through the trees.
Pinpoint accuracy and nerves of steel.
Hours of boredom interrupted by moments of sheer panic.
Look at the size of him. He's absolutely massive.
Malawi, the warm heart of Africa. Nestled along the western shore of Lake Malawi, this peaceful southern African country is home to 15 million people. Many live in the villages scattered along the lakeside. They share this land with a rich variety of wildlife, including the world's largest land mammal, the African elephant. Weighing up to 11 tons, these animals have a voracious appetite. They can consume over 200 kilograms of vegetation every day. In the villages around Malawi's Piralongwe Hills, drought is pushing hungry elephants and humans into conflict over limited food supplies. In Jameson Mwenyeheri's village, elephants left a trail of destruction.
In this house, there were bags of maize. So when they smell the maize, they started to come and demolish this house. A woman was killed. We can't live together with these elephants.
When they encounter humans, elephants can become unpredictable, short-tempered, and dangerous. In the last 5 years, rampaging elephants have reportedly killed 24 people in the area. In desperation, the villagers have started to fight back, laying traps and snares, and even trying to poison these huge animals. But there is a solution to this conflict. There are places that want elephants, like the Majeti Wildlife Reserve.
Do you read me over?
Patricio Undadzela manages this lush 70,000-hectare refuge. Elephants once roamed this Garden of Eden, but no more.
There have been no elephants here for the past 12 years or so. All the elephants were hunted down by poachers.
To deter poaching, Patricio has stepped up security and encircled Majeti with an electrified fence, providing a safe new haven for the Piralongwe elephants.
There will be no conflict between the surrounding communities and the animals, so these animals will be at peace with everybody.
Majeti may be the promised land, but there's a big obstacle to overcome. The reserve is in the far south of Malawi, 400 kilometers away from the elephant's current home in the Piralongwe Hills. Moving so many elephants such a long distance is a highly specialized operation. Bryson Banda and his team of scouts from Malawi's Department of National Parks and Wildlife have been monitoring the elephants. But they do not have the resources to carry out such a massive relocation. So they call in one of Africa's leading animal capture crews, led by vet Andre Oos.
This project is only going to be successful if we remove every last animal. We might be here for a month, we might be here for 2 months, who knows? But until the last animal's gone, we're not finished.
One of the world's largest animal welfare charities, I4, agrees to fund the move, which will cost over $200,000. The scouts think there are 57 elephants, but in this terrain there could easily be more. The team has the perfect tool to search them out. Pilot Barney O'Hara has over 30 years' experience of tracking animals from the air. Persuading elephants to break cover from dense scrub is often difficult.
They do like sticking in the thick stuff where we're going to battle to work with them. But to move them, an elephant, he soon figures out that the helicopter isn't a huge danger to him.
Once the team has located the animals, they will dart them and then take them by truck to their new home. It sounds deceptively simple, but technical manager Kester Vickery knows the risks that lie ahead.
With elephant capture, I mean, you're dealing with big animals, helicopters, big vehicles, so you've got to be very, very careful. So yes, potentially, I mean, it's a dangerous situation.
To minimize the danger, the team has to make sure they move the right elephants first. The Piralongwe elephants do not all live together. They range across the hills in 2 different types of social group. Females and calves live in small, tight-knit family groups of up to 12 elephants, led by a dominant cow or matriarch. Male bulls form loose bachelor groups. The groups communicate by sound and by leaving scent. If they move the bulls to Majetti first, the males will not be able to smell the family groups and they could stampede. So the team needs to move family groups first, making sure they relocate all the members together. Tomorrow, they will try to capture the first family group. With so many villages in the area, they need to make sure they don't provoke these unpredictable animals. One wrong move, and human and elephant lives could be at risk. Day 1, and the team prepares to capture the first group of elephants. Even with a helicopter, this will not be easy.
No predictions today. I think one of our challenges is going to be finding the animals where we can catch them.
At Capture HQ, Vet Andre loads his darts carefully.
The drug that we use is a synthetic opioid. Commercial name is M99. The drug is exceptionally toxic. It can be anywhere between 10 and 80,000 times stronger than morphine.
In the bush, Kester has the ground forces ready to intercept,
Okay, we're just busy lining up here.
while Barney and Andre try to locate the elephants.
Where do you want to go? Take him in a wide circle, yeah. Look carefully in the palms here on the right.
In the open areas, they find no elephants. So they fly to the hills, where the forest is much thicker, but the elephants are harder to spot.
They must be in there somewhere, yeah.
Finally, in amongst the trees, they see their first elephants.
Over there. Well spotted. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Let's take this group, Barney.
The thick canopy makes darting impossible. Barney will have to try to push the elephants out into the open.
Okay, we found about 9 animals, so we'll bring them.
Affirmative, yes. Right, let's go.
Okay, Kester, the first turn off to your left.
All right, okay, and that's a fairly good road, is it?
Very good road.
Barney herds the elephants towards the approaching ground forces.
Let's get them going in the right direction, Barney. Okay, I just want to turn them away a bit.
He skillfully corrals 20 tons of elephant through the bush, and right on cue, Kester arrives.
Okay, there are the vehicles there.
Wherever they go down, it's going to be logistically difficult to recover the animals. They're going to push the elephants as close as possible to where we're standing right now, which they're busy doing, and then hopefully dart them not too far away from us.
Okay, we're going to go in the dark now, over.
Okay, we'll stand by for you then.
Okay.
Okay, here we go.
First in Andre's crosshairs is the leader of the pack, the matriarch. He aims for her rump. This is a mass of muscle, full of thousands of blood vessels. If Andre lands a dart in this network of capillaries, the drug will spread around the body very quickly, slowing the nervous system, numbing the senses, and immobilizing the animal's muscles. At least that's the plan.
Not bounce off. Yeah, I saw that. Want to do it again?
Andre lines up for a second shot.
Good one.
This time it's a direct hit. In a few minutes, she will be down. So now he needs to dart the other 8 elephants.
Right, they're darting the next animal now. Okay, it's one shot, reloading.
One by one, Andre works his way through the group. Eventually, the matriarch succumbs to the drug.
She's down. Very quickly.
Okay, one down.
Okay, how's it lying?
I'm on the start, no problem.
The other animals slow down as the drugs take effect. But Andre still needs to dart one young calf.
Let's go do that calf, Barney. It's the one at the back, right? Yeah. Okay. Listen. I shouldn't have taken the shot.
The calf heads for dense bush. Here, Andre can't get a clear shot. But the team knows it won't stray far from its family group.
We're just going to hand inject that one or what?
We're just going to do that one on the ground.
Can we land here somewhere?
Right, guys, we're going to go forward now. Let's go.
They surround the calf to inject by hand.
Close the eye with a hat or something, somebody.
As they check out the 9 immobilized elephants in this family group, Kester suddenly realizes one of them is in trouble.
Charlie, quickly, bring some straps from the cruiser. Just pull here, This thing's stopping to breathe. Pull, Ox, pull.
If they don't act quickly, it could suffocate.
Stand by, we've got a problem here.
Elephants breathe predominantly through their trunk. 2 giant nostrils enter the skull through a large opening. Just above this is an area of soft, spongy tissue. When a nearby elephant fell after darting, its huge weight crushed this soft area. This compression of the spongy tissue is blocking the elephant's airways. The team must pull the animals apart to enable the elephant to breathe again.
Bryson, hey, that way. That way. Just pull. 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 Pull here, quickly. Pull. 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 Some more, a little bit more. Still breathing.
Their quick response saves the elephant from suffocation.
Will you watch this little one, please? It's breathing a bit better now, but it stopped breathing. That was very lucky, extremely lucky.
The team needs to get the elephants back on their feet to be transported as soon as possible. The safest way to do this is to wake them up inside a specially reinforced recovery box. The box is too bulky to move into the bush, so they've had to park it 5 kilometers away. They need to bring the elephants to the box as quickly as possible. So they clear a way through the bush to allow access for flatbed trucks with cranes.
We're going to stick leg straps on their feet, 1 strap per 2 feet, front and back, and then we'll use the hydraulic crane just to literally pick them up by their feet. It looks terrible, but it's the best way of doing it. Grab the trunk, grab the trunk. Got to be very careful when you're maneuvering it. Okay, swing it round. Okay, swing it, swing it. Can you keep watching it? It's breathing. Yeah, bro.
Soon, Kester's crew has lifted the entire family onto flatbed trucks.
It's been a mission to load them. It's taken us a couple of hours, but we've got them. And we're now on our way back to the recovery box. We'll obviously keep them sleeping now while we're going, and then as soon as we get there, we'll pull them in, wake them up, and send them on their way to Majeti.
But on the way to the recovery box, project coordinator Lucille Lambushagni is in for a shock.
Whoa.
One of the elephants starts to wake up. She quickly injects more M99.
A lot of people, they are eager to see what is happening.
Next to a village, they stop to make sure the elephants have enough drug to keep them immobilized.
Each one gets a top-up every 15 minutes. So should something happen to me or I fall off the truck or whatever happens, I'm keeping a record of how much I'm giving them and when I'm giving it to them. So whoever comes along can look at the ear and say 14 minutes ago or 18 minutes ago, this elephant last had a top-up, it needs one now.
This pit stop also allows the team to water the elephants.
When they're immobilized, they lose the ability for their bodies to regulate their body temperature. So we need to keep them cool.
I myself am so happy with the removal of these animals, just because these are the destroyers.
Crowds of delighted locals line the route to the recovery box. Now the team must get the heavy animals into the box. It seems a mammoth challenge. They've designed a special rig that allows them to transfer big animals quickly. On the flatbed, the elephants lie on a giant rubber stretcher. The team used the transporter to pull this into the recovery box. Once the elephants are in, the crew shuts the dividing doors before waking them up. The first elephants for transfer are a mother and her calf.
Okay, go. Okay, go some more. Go some more. 5 meters. 4 meters. 3 meters. Okay, go. Okay, go some more. Go some more. Okay, here to stop. Can we stop there? Okay, stop, 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 stop. Okay, you can close for me.
Kester injects the antidote and makes a hasty exit.
There we go, the big cow's getting up. The little calf is up. There we go, this is an enormous cow, eh?
They slide in the rest of the family to join them.
Considering how difficult it was to get out of the bush. They're not interested in getting into the open now, so I think we've actually done better than I expected for the first morning, so very chuffed.
With the first family group of 9 elephants loaded, the transporter hits the road. They have 400 kilometers to drive. By the time they reach Majeti, it will be dark. Finally, the moment of release.
Well, we've delivered 9 elephants safely. They've been released off the truck without any incidents. They walked off very calmly, as you saw, and it's just a great sense of satisfaction knowing we've taken that family of elephants out of that immense conflict area and we've put them into a safe haven. 9 down, 48 to go.
With over 40 animals still left in the Piralongwe Hills, their operation has only just begun. Just as they're about to move the next group, they're halted in their tracks by a surprise lawsuit.
Well, this morning, unfortunately, we received a court injunction from the High Court of Malawi stopping us catching the elephants. There's obviously big logistical implications for this, obviously one in the cost in standing, we've got helicopters, huge machinery, big vehicles. So we're going to fight this definitely. The proponent of this injunction is a local businessman. We're not quite sure why he's brought this about.
Come to see animals.
30 kilometers away in the town of Mangochi, Ismail Khan claims the relocation will harm the local economy.
If we move forward, and this is a tourist area, Mangochi, and they are taking our elephants away, are tourists going to come here to Mangochi? No, I doubt it.
For the villages under attack from the elephants, their lives are more important than tourism.
We have nothing here except for our crops, which the elephants are destroying. Those who are saying that the elephants should not be relocated don't know about our problems. They must lift the injunction so the elephants can go to Majeti Game Reserve. People from our village will go to the district commissioner with a petition saying that the elephants must be moved.
It takes the court 10 days to side with the villagers and allow the capture to restart.
No, it's fantastic. We've had a week of waiting for court decisions and everything else, but finally we're here to try and solve this problem. So we've got to be on top of it.
In the chopper, pilot Barney and vet Andre soon locate another family group of 9 elephants.
Two tiny little ones, yeah.
But during the chase, a calf separates from its mother. They chase after the faster-moving cow and land a shot.
She's going down, Marty.
Talk to me.
That animal is down.
Okay, come, let's go.
Kester and Chief Scout Bryson head into the bush to find the cow.
Just point to us again if you can help us. Okay, I've got a visual. I've got it now.
Andre and Barney return to finding the young elephant. The young calf completely relies on its mother for food and protection, so it's very vulnerable unless they can find it. The calf drops in dense scrub completely inaccessible to trucks. They'll have to reunite it with its mother another way.
To have one animal like this lying on its own is just, makes it a bit logistically challenging for us. So we're just going to hook this one up with a sling, just so that the animals are grouped decently, that we can work with them.
It's very, 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 very specialized flying. And especially where the calf was, it's incredibly difficult. Generally when you sling, you want a nice open area so that you can position yourself properly, but you have to bring the sling in through the trees, down to the calf. We're very fortunate to have Barney. It's an absolute blessing to have him on board.
As they fly the calf to safety, they discover its mother is in trouble.
When it was landing, it landed into a river stream, a dry stream. So it has fallen into that stream where it's a difficult place.
Bryson, let's try and push it over this way. Okay.
The mother's breathing is labored. Kester and Bryson must react quickly to save her life.
Okay, let's try and push it.
The problem is caused by elephants' unusual lung physiology. Connective tissues attach the lungs directly to the rib cage. To fill their lungs with air, elephants have to move their whole rib cage outwards. As the drug took effect, this cow fell into a ditch, trapping her legs under her chest. In this position, she cannot move her rib cage, which means she cannot breathe properly. Her only chance of survival is if she can be rolled onto her side so she can start breathing again. But moving a 3-ton elephant onto its side, even with lots of willing hands, is no easy pushover.
Here we go, Rock. Okay, it's going. It's going a little bit. See the breathing? Straight away better, eh? Okay, let's keep it on its side. Just try and keep it there.
Once they're confident she's breathing normally again, they take her to the wake-up box and reunite her with her calf.
Come on. Come on. Go on. Come on. Go to Mama. Come on. Go to Mama. The first thing the mother does as it gets up is look after the baby. It's awesome. Unbelievable. That mothering instinct is incredible.
Over the next 2 weeks, the team move more and more family groups. It's always the young ones that give them problems.
Actually, just a little bitty thing. Not even a year old, I don't think.
Yeah, it's another good day. We've already captured 10 of them.
Vet Andre now realizes they've underestimated the total number of elephants. There are far more than 57.
That was 11 or 12 as well, plus these 12.
So there's at least 70.
As they need to remove every single elephant, they'll need more time to complete the mission. The team finds disturbing evidence that villagers have inflicted horrific injuries on elephants to try to scare them off.
That's the first mutilated animal. She hasn't got a trunk tip. Her tip's been lost on a snare. She's lost a good foot off the end of her trunk. She doesn't have the prehensile tip anymore, so she can't feed like a normal elephant. She actually has to adapt to feed like this.
Okay, where a snare has got it. You see? Look how it's breathing. It's battling to breathe now. You see? It's a shame, man. Poor elephant. They're poisoned, they're shot at with muskets. It's not a life for an elephant to live how these elephants have been living. These animals will be very, very happy where they're going at Majeti and a lot happier than what they've been here. So we can feel good about what we've done.
The team is ready to dispatch the 9th and final family group. But moving so many elephants is taking its toll on the transport.
On the rough roads going into Majeti, that's where the trailer's taken a lot of strain. It's cracked right through the chassis. If we have a big problem with it now on the road, then, you know, we're going nowhere.
Certainly we can't send them at this stage, but we can't let the elephants go either. So we're in a bit of a catch-22.
They'll need to repair the transporter with the elephants still on board.
It's cracked very badly. In fact, this whole trailer would have broken off, everything. I mean, elephants would have been rolling down the road. I mean, thank goodness we saw it. But we've got the right equipment here, so hopefully we can get it fixed.
Vet Andre is more concerned about the animals.
So I was just worried this little one's lying down, but it's just fast asleep. They often sleep, these little ones, you know, they just lie on their sides and sleep, and it's amazing. You would think that they'd get trampled on. But the bigger animals are so aware of their presence. They lie on the floor and sleep on their sides for hours at a time while you're traveling, and then they wake up and generally suckle and then sleep again. So, quite amazing.
The patched-up transporter heads to Majeti and successfully delivers the last family group. Now the team faces an even bigger challenge, the bulls. The team must now capture 2 bulls.
It's time to go after the big bulls this morning.
Kester knows only too well what he's taking on.
Massive.
Massive.
Huge,
Yeah,
yeah.
yes, that's the biggest which has been causing problems.
Due to their size, you know, you've got to have a lot of respect for these big animals. I mean, I've had one squash my vehicle and stick a tusk right through my vehicle and capture, but we'll try not to do that today.
In the chopper, Andre sees trouble ahead.
I'll tell you what, those young bulls are going to give us grief. That's a lone young bull. There's another lone one over there.
The helicopters just let us know they've found 2 animals. One is a particularly big bull that sounds like a beast, a really, really big bull, so it's going to be exciting and interesting. Always is with these big animals.
The bull's a giant, 6 tons of swaggering muscle and attitude.
Get in low, that side of him, and see if he'll turn back. Don't want to have this engine go now. Okay, let's go, yeah. Good one! Let's cross it. Never stand by.
Affirmative, have you darted yet? Not.
Yeah, affirmative. Walk straight up towards the road.
Great stuff. We're going to go in here, Bryson, into this road. Hey? Okay, fine.
As the bull lumbers off, the drug starts to take effect.
Oh, look at it, look at it, look at it.
they get closer, they realize just how enormous this bull is.
Now this is what you call an elephant. It's a behemoth, this thing. Look at the size of him. He's absolutely massive. 67 tons, I would say. The idle's like a Harley Davidson. Okay, here we go. Okay, Lucas, come. Okay.
Once it's loaded, they go after the second male.
Let's do the big bulls now. Steering up here for you. Okay, great stuff there, yeah.
And everyone here is briefed, everyone knows, so if you want to push it towards us, it's perfect.
Push hard. Get in front of him, yeah?
Normally the drug takes effect after a few minutes.
4 minutes now. He's still got 3 or 4 minutes to go.
But the animal keeps on running.
He's still got legs.
The drug's not working.
Yeah, no, this bull's still very awake, and for some reason or other he's not going down. We're just going to wait. I think one day is probably going to mix another dart quickly, and we'll just wait and see.
Even after the second dart, he's still not sure.
I'm not 100% happy. Put another one. Closer. It's a proper porcupine.
When the bull finally comes to a halt, it stays on its feet, defiant to the end.
How many darts?
Kester risks a cautious approach. To persuade this animal to lie down will require a more hands-on approach.
Okay, all right, there we go, there we go, there we go. It's gonna go down now. Okay, careful guys when it falls, eh? Harry, move away, you're gonna get squashed, are you mad? Hey, do you think you're bigger than an elephant? Okay, careful,
This bullish elephant is not going to be pushed around.
Okay. Okay, here we go. All right, guys. Okay, don't pull, guys.
Finally, he succumbs.
Right, there we go. Okay. Starting to show some signs now of waking up, so we'll top him up. The last thing you want is a big thing like us getting up. It's happened before, I'm sure it'll happen again, but we'll try and keep on top of it.
The villagers are out in force to bid a final farewell to the elephants.
Couple of minutes, hopefully it'll start getting up, but these big bulls sometimes can battle to get up, but when they start getting up, you hear it and you feel it. It's a rumble. Close, it's going to get up, it can come out. All right, thank you. It's going to get up now, yeah.
For a 7-ton animal, getting back on your feet is a struggle.
Come on. There we go. That's scary every time that thing gets up.
The animal is too large to turn around, so it walks backwards into the transporter.
Just as the elephants got up, it sort of bashed against the side of the box. And I mean, just dented this massive plate, you know. Now, when you start doing bulls, everything breaks. There's the evidence. That's why we did the bulls last.
The damaged box still has to survive one more elephant today, the second bull. He's the biggest elephant so far.
I would reckon at least a 7-ton bull, at least 7-8 tons.
Being so heavy, the elephant really struggles to right itself. If he stays on his side too long, his internal organs could be badly crushed.
He's battling to get up. He's been down for half an hour now. I mean, he's wide awake. He can't seem to lift his head.
The team must act quickly to help the elephant lift its 1-ton head.
We're going to use a crane to try and pull it sort of slightly back and just give its head a little bit of support, because that's where it's been battling, to lift its own head because it's so heavy.
I don't know quite how we're going to get the ropes under its head. It'll be interesting.
They're going to try to wrap the strap around the bull's tusks.
I say keep it tight. Okay, pull, pull, pull.
Close the side, guys. Quickly close there. Close, 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 close. That animal took, what, an hour and a half to get up. Lucky, eh? Tell you, it's a relief, a huge relief.
100%.
So that's the last elephant, locked and loaded, ready to be on its way. A relief for the people, for us, and I think for the elephants.
Back at Capture HQ, the villagers celebrate the end of their elephant wars.
You don't very often have this in your garden, so this is pretty cool.
The elephants and the villagers can look forward to lives free from persecution and bloodshed.
People, they are singing that we were slaves with these elephants because we were being killed. Our food have been eaten, our houses is destroyed. But today, this elephant is going to Majete Game Reserve now. We are more and more happy.
I think they're overjoyed, and so are we. It's fantastic.
The team has taken 3 weeks to move the 74 elephants. The time has come for the massive bulls to leave the transporter. For park manager Patricio Undatzela, it's a great moment. Once again, elephants will roam across this land.
These elephants are really back to a better habitat than where they were. They will grow their population, they will be at peace, very, very happy. And I wish that this continues.